Respected friends, welcome you all. Daring but a very good effort from our side to study Sri Yoga Vaashishtha Maharamayana Shastram and try to understand the truth through that. And it is a long time continuous study Shravana Manana, Adhyana Manana that which leads to first of all grasp what is said. Then thinking about it, then comes understanding, digestion, assimilation, practice, experience, and establishing in it. These are the six, seven things which we are expected to do for our own moksha, where we study Upanishads or such wonderful moksha prakarana granthas. Third, Utpatthi Prakaranam we are studying LELOPAKHYANam, directly Mother Saraswati herself teaching to Leela and through us to all of us. The ultimate truth is Chidakasha only. All else, with all their variety of reality looking expressions, at the most they are only Kalpita. This is how to Sri Rama, in the beginning only at the age of 15 itself, Sri Vasishthaji gave the Tattva Jnana Brahma Jnana. Keeping that Anubhuti in the heart only, later on Sri Rama did all his Leela, Avatara Leelas. So in the 20th Sarga, Paramartha Pratipadanam, we are seeing Mother Saraswati teaching these things. Let us see if we can do with this chapter today and chant the 21st chapter, then continue studying it. Let every day spending this time definitely enhances our Sukshmata of the Buddhi grasping. Only one thing is what? The subject matter being sublime. Everyday study, Manana Chintana, is necessary. Everyone will have to accept because it is truth, because it is in our interest. A day gap, 2 days gap, 3 4 days gap, all the sukshma, grahita, all jnanam, as if is forgotten. Again, the jagat, as it with its reality, totally overpowers, overwhelms us. This jnanam should be with us, should permanently be with us. Bauddhika jnanam, that should be utilized or used for sadhana. Then that sadhana leads us to the Atmanubhuti. Then we establish in that Atmanubhuti that I am the Chidakasha, firmly rooted. Up to the time we cannot take for granted anything else towards giving up this pursuit. If truly we want to be the liberated being in that way. If the class is only for our time pass temporary, then this class may not suit because it is so subtle and heavy that it will be only creating heaviness only to you. Go to some Purana Itihasa where it's an interesting katha. Any day you go, some sentiment, some emotion, some upasana, some phalasaktis, some what do you call that? Zeal just to live the outer life is conveyed. But here in this text, Moksha Grantha, Yoga Vasishtha Ramayana, pure truth alone is discussed. So, welcome you all. Let us see what's today's portion. 2 3 minutes of Mangalacharana Sloka. Om 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 Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Om Yerime Gurumihi Purvam Om Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranamatat Tulyam Ramavaranane Om Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvataitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasya Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalam Achalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavaतीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः श्रीरामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः श्री वशिष्ठ विश्वामित्र वाल्मीकि वेदव्यास वामदेव नारदादि योग वासिष्ठ महारामायणादि शास्त्राणाम् आचार्येभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषद् योग वासिष्ठ महारामायणोक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्ष कैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं श्रुति स्मृति पुराण इतिहास संतवाङ्मयोक्त साध्य साधनानुभव सिद्ध्यर्थं तत्रोक्त ऋषि मुनि गुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रह प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थं धर्म संस्थापकानां नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिवकृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनरवाप्ते तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रुविघ्न शाश्वत समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य शाश्वत रूपेण वैदिक हैंदव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सुसंप्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्म दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम् अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्री राम वशिष्ठ संवाद रूप श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण स्मृति प्रकरण शास्त्रस्य पारायणम् अध्ययनं साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः। ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शन दृश्यभूः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति सीकरा यस्मात् आनन्दस्याम्बरे वनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। दिवि भूमौ तथाकाशे बहिरन्तश्च मे विभो यो विभात्योभासात्मा तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः। ओम सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तमेकमजरं नित्यं विभुं शाश्वतं प्रत्यग्ब्रह्मरसायनं सुखगनं पूर्णं परं पावनं स्वात्मज्योतिरनादिमध्यनिधनं मायाविलासैर्मुहुः विश्वाकारमपास्तमायमभयं वन्दे विशुद्धं पदं वन्दे विशुद्धं पदं। ज्ञानादेवात्मनो मोक्षः न तु कर्मसमाधिभिः। अज्ञातोऽसौ स्वसदृश्यं सृजत्येवेति कीर्त्यते। ओम तस्मै श्रीगुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे। विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहं। तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्री गुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नताः स्मः। पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः कारुण्यादुद्दिदीर्षुर जनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरभिकलयन् शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृतजलधिममुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये। ओम श्रीरामचन्द्र परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्री वशिष्ठ विश्वामित्र वाल्मीकि वेदव्यास वामदेव नारदादि योग वासिष्ठ महारामायणादि शास्त्राणामाचार्येभ्यो नमः। श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रम तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणम लीलोपाख्याने परमार्थ प्रतिपादनं नाम विंशतितमः सर्गः। श्री वशिष्ठ उवाच श्रीदेवी उवाच। See friends, up to what we have seen is 43 mantras. 11 more are there for us to conclude this sarga. Just going back little yesterday, 2-3 shlokas only, fully exhaustively 1 hour we studied. Just a minute browsing through them from the mantra 40. What from there Mother Saraswati says is Namanagapi bhedosti vichinam iva varini ato jatamidam vishwam ajatatvad anashicha. So Namanagapi bhedosti vichinam iva varini. Is there any difference between the vari water, vichi the wave? In the same way, the Chidakasha Paramatma and the Ihaloka, the Swargaloka, the Paraloka, all of them have never been suffered from that Chidakasha only. If you can understand the relation between water and wave, So too is the relation between Chidakasha and then here Sarga, Naraka, Para, Adi Lokas. Ataha, in this way, Jatam idam Vishwam. In this way, the world is born means it's only projected, not real. Ajatatvad, because it is never born, Anashicha, it never gets destroyed too. See that? Like the snake is never born, therefore it never gets destroyed also. Then what happens? Snake appeared, then it gets disappeared. Not born but appeared. If it is born, it will be real. If it is real, it will never go. Isn't it? Like that. If it is projected only appearance. That's why the appearance disappears. And how? When the rope is apprehended as rope. In this way, when everything is that Chidakasha only, that Sukshma Jnana dawns, like it is rope alone, then as the snake illusion goes away along with the fears, so too the illusion of this world, that world, other world, and I am the Jiva, I do this and that, I go there and I get this and that, all these illusion also just gets dissolved. Like when I wake up from dream, so I am a buyer, I went to the shop, I bought this or that thing, it was good quality, I paid price, it was correct, I was happy that to my cost or price I got the object. So all that things, we go through. When we wake up, where was I the shop buyer? Where is the shop? Where is the item grocery bought? Where is the money given? Where is the estimation of its quality? Where is the satisfaction that yeah, अच्छा वाला मिला मुझे? तब it was appearing to be real in the dream, isn't it? Everything. So too, from the absolute reality standpoint, these are also the chitta sankalpa eva. What we studied in this very text and also in Mandukyadi, Sarvam Chitta Drishyam Avastukam. That thing never forget throughout life. As an Adhyatmic sadhaka. Knowledge not gaining is one. Gaining but forgetting is same, equivalent to not gaining. Knowledge always remembered, entertained, strengthened. Knowledge lived, lived for it to give us the result of moksha is the real way of sadhana. Now, next, Swarupatvatu na asti eva. See, Swarupat means by their own individual entity or existence, they are not there. The Bhutakasha, the Chittakasha, the Paralokas. Then, what are we seeing then? Yachabhati, whatever we are seeing, Chideva sa. So, whatever I see as the tail of the snake, body of the snake, hood of the snake, pranks of the snake, so the sliminess of the snake, poison of the snake, all of them are actually the rope only. Here also, Yachabhati Chideva Sa. In that Vigraha of Rama, Yachabhati. The Kirita, the Mukha, the Avaranas, the clothes, the Ayudas, the Kadau Ramji is pen rahe, wo sara that gold only or silver or whatever the metal. Yachabhati Sachideva. 1,000 times you repeat it in your homework. Whatever is chitta seen like that. Whatever is chitta seen with Rupanama. Rupanama never are independent too. They are given to the chit only. Chitta is given Rupanama, but chitta is never changed. Mud is given Rupanama called as pot, but mud never disappeared, never changed, never died. What you are seeing the mud only, naming it as pot. Whatever we are seeing is Chideva, but we are naming it with various upadhis, various Rupanama. This is the reality. Wow! If it clicks to us, दिन बन गया हमारा जिंदगी बन गया सो यच्च भाति चिदेव सा देन यथा एव चैत्य निर्हीणा परम व्योम रूपिणी it is the parama vyoma the supreme akasha chidakasha in that there is no chaitya nothing to be illuminated in the bhutakasha the bhutas are there of what we see chittakasha we see chitta vritti of the vastus but in the chidakasha it is vyoma rupini nirhina chaitya nirhina parama vyoma rupini a supreme space where there is nothing in it. It is infinite conscious space. Sa chetva api tatha eva esha parama vyopa rupini. That's another thing. that even through Kalpana, when in that Chit, the Chaitya is Kalpita, still the Paramatma Tattvas, Parama Vyomatva, Shuddha Chit Swarupata, it never gets dented or it is eliminated. Sorry, it is eliminated or destroyed. No. This is the next one. Na chet sa chetvapi तथा एव ऐसा परम व्योम रूपिणी. वो अपना परम व्योम रूप में हमेशा रहता है. उसमें even the objects are projected with Maya Shakti. Tasmat chetyam ata na anyat vichitvadi iva varita. That's what we give the example. There is no vichi other than the vari. Vari only are seen as vichi. So too there is nothing, an object illuminated by the consciousness as if that object is other than consciousness. No, consciousness only with illusion named and formed is anything what we call as Bhutakasha Bhuta Jagat, Chittakasha Chitta Jagat, then the other worlds. Whatever. Okay, friends. Then next one, 43 mantra, up to which we said yesterday. Vichitvam charase nasti shashashrungabadevahi. As much the shashashrunga is unreal, so much in the pure water, if you see it from the water standpoint, there is no vichitva in it. There is no waveness at all in it. Vichitvam charase nasti. Another meaning of it is what? Like there is water. You put it in mouth, there is some taste comes. Means rasa tanmatra is the one with which the water is born. Therefore, you taste it, water ka taste hota hai. But the wave which you see, can you taste it? You cannot taste it. Vichitvam cha rasena asti. You can't taste the wave. You taste water only. Water is the one giver of the taste. Through the taste, water is apprehended. Therefore, the taste is of the water. You can never taste the wave because it is never there. That's another way also you can see it. That is like Sheshashrunga as unreal as the horn of the rabbit. Then Sa eva chetyamiva apanna. That Chit Swarupa Akasha only chetyam iva apanna, as if the illumined world of grass subtle causal. Swabhavad achyuta api alam. Remember it. Swabhavad achyuta. It never falls from its nature, swabhava. It remains as it is. Still Chaitamiva Apanna, there is something to be illuminated, is projected in it. That is the Vedantic Sara. It's called as the Paramatma Tattva is Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Vivarta Karana of this Jagat. So Paramatma is the Karana of the Jagat. Paramatma is Nimitta Karana as well as Upadana Karana of Jagat. And this Nimittata Upadanata Paramatma are not Bhinna. It's one Paramatma only. But the most important sentence in this sentence is Vivarta Karana. Vivarta Karana means itself doesn't change even an iota, yet it appears in that way. That's called Vivarta Karana. अपने आप को थोड़ा सा भी नहीं बदलता हुआ वो जगत का हेतु बनता है. That's how Vivarta Karana. A little near examples are all these, like the gold never changes to become the ornament. To make an understanding of the Vivartata. But still there is some problem in the gold becoming ornament, that it at least takes the shape of the ornament by when it is melted and sent through the mold. Paramatma is not melted and sent through any mold that it takes the shape of the world. Understood? Like chair is or any plastic, you mold it into that particular tub or mug or bucket, it comes the shape. Moldability. Parabrahma is not melted and molded to become anything of this world. He is abhinna nimitta upadana vivarta karana. What is the opposite of vivarta karana? Parinami karana. Means it has changed it to the other thing, like the milk becoming the curd. That is a parinami karana. That no more now the milk is there for you to have a tea or coffee. That's called parinami karana. like the seed becoming the tree or the plant. It's a parinami karana that the seed is no more there. They're all parinami karanas. But the thing remains as it is, yet appears something else, is called vivarta karana. Some examples are all these ornaments, utensils, the pots, etc. वो भी full example नहीं है वो. Only to up to communicate this much that even in the effect, the cause alone is as it is intact there. To communicate this point only, those examples are taken. The fallacy in those examples are they are moldable. Brahman is not molded to become the Jagat. That much is unchanged cause of the world. When you see the world and from the world standpoint. From the Paramatma standpoint, he has never changed, therefore he never became the Karana at all. Therefore he is Karya Karana Vilakshana, Brahma by himself. The Jagat, if you see, it is not independent. It is having Paramatma as the Karana. These are the reconciliations thoroughly we have to gain. And our goal is to realize that Karya Karana Rahita Parabrahma as myself. Then I only, my Chaitanya Satta, with my own Maya Shakti, Leela, for the sake of Leela, taking the shape of the Ananta Koti Brahmandas. It's only shape, it's only name. That shape and name do not exist independently. Like the ornament shape, let us say necklace, the name necklace. Do they exist at all, first of all? What is there in and through is gold only. उपादान को एक रूप देकर नाम दिया, उपादान को ही. रूप नाम इंडिपेंडेंट नहीं है. Catch this point which we 100 times said. Rupa Nama have no independent existence. They don't exist at all. They depend on the Adhisthana. Whichever is the Adhisthana. In the ornaments case, the gold Adhisthana. So for the entire Rupanama of the Jagat, the Adhisthana is Brahman. The Brahman can be without Rupanama, but Rupanama cannot be without Brahman. Okay, and slowly come to a level of not seeing these are two things. That the Brahman and Rupanama. Like pot and mud, are they two things? Object is one, understand it. The object is one, but it is named as mud and pot there. There are no two things, mud and pot. That day when we realize there are no two things, water and wave, there are no two things, golden ornament, there are no two things, mud and pot, there are no two things, Brahman and Jagat, we are realizing the truth. Slowly let the knowledge sink. For that any knowledge in general also to sink in us, we need to have the Shuddha Ekagra Sattva Guna. Then to allow this Tattva Jnana to sink in, how much Ananyata, Ekagrata, Shuddha Sattva Guna we need. Remember. Then generate that through various upasanas and sadhanas. All dharma karma, upasana karma, sadhana karma I do to create that most beautiful Shuddha Sattva atmosphere in my antakarana with which these Sukshma Tattva Jnana I am able to listen, retain, think about, understand, digest, assimilate, live and establish in it. ये हमारा एटीट्यूड होना चाहिए. ट्राई कर. Okay, now see, from here we have to see the whole drama that's being so beautifully explained by mother, thanks to her, सरस्वती माता. जितना कल का टॉपिक इतना सबलाइन था, आज भी जैसा हमने कहा वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. डू नॉट मिस. स्टार्ट. निमेषेणैव जीवस्य मृतिमोहादनन्तरं. सी, जीवस्य निमेषेण एव मृतिमोहात् अनन्तरं. First of all, Jiva never dies. Okay, he left this body. That let us call as Mruti. Mruti Mohakaha. Mruti actually हुआ नहीं. चलो सब लोग मानते हैं, हम भी मानते हैं, इसलिए मोह कहा उसको. So Mruti Mohan Anantaram. After the delusory death of this Jiva is equal to leaving that body. Nimeshena eva. Within a fraction of moment also only कि त्रिजगत दृश्य सर्ग श्री ही. Three Jagat named Drushya Sarga Shri. Shri it means all its varieties, all its mahimas, etc. Pratibham upagachati. They are appearing for this jiva. And what this jiva in that moment of death sees as three jagat is because of his purva smriti of whatever he has got anubhuta or ananubhuta, but all that smriti which is in the form of jnanam that appears to him according to that smriti. According to that part smriti only, here the whole huge list of the things are given. This yatha desham, as the deshatha in the smriti, that desha he will see. So to yatha kalam, time and its calculation, yatha arambham, anything that is initiated, yatha kramam, anything conducted in that sequence. जैसे चाय बनानी है एक सीक्वेंस होता है एनी कोई काम करना है तो आरंभ होता है सीक्वेंस होता है when you do an operation, when you make a house made, anything, there is an arambha and there is a krama. Then yatha utpadam, as it is produced, yatha matru, as the vasanas were there. Ki to her I'm born, she is my mother. Yatha pitru, that he is my father. Then yatha rasam, okay. Then yatha rasam means whatever the taste of the things that we gain. Yatha vayaha, as we calculate the age. Yatha samvito, as we become aware of the things. Yatha sthanam, place. Yatha hitam, ahitam means as it is seen, as it is known. Yatha bandhuhu. The relativity also, as in the Smriti earlier, we calculate and make the Smriti like that only. Yatha bandhuhu. Yatha vratyam. The servant also, as was, it was in the Smriti. Yatha iha astamaya udayam. Same the rising and setting or daytime and night time. Ajata eva. Jato hamiti chetati chidvapu. He is a pure consciousness only. But instead of catching that, because of the earlier smritis, that jiva bhava, as he leaves the body, he continues those things only. Two examples are that whenever we go to tour, when we come back after a week, all alone we went. घर में जितने भी जो भी लोग हैं सेम वे वी रिकॉग्नाइज आर नॉट दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ स्मृति अब याददाश्त खो गया तो पता नहीं किसके घर जाओगे example is one second two is one as we see for ourselves, so we see for other also. So that child is born to these parents, therefore they are his parents, he is their child. Isn't it? And then my wife's brother is brother-in-law to me. So this neighbor friend, his wife's brother is brother-in-law to him. जैसा हम अपने आप के लिए सोचते हैं, same we think for others. And what we think for others is based on our smriti only. Like in this life, whatever the relations I have, friend circle I have, all of that is estimated, calculated, mentioned, named because of my past smriti only. In this life also, the others in the remaining things, they train me. I get trained. All of that is smriti only. Okay. In this way, ajata eva, he is never born because to be born one should be absent. He was never absent only. Ajata eva jatoham iti chetati chidvapuho. See, pure, beautiful point here. Chidvapuho, the pure consciousness only. Chetati, plays the place of that jiva who is also never born but appears to have born. Anna? Always remember, exit is death, entry is birth. But the being continues. Only exits the earlier body, which we call as death, enters the new sharira, which we call it as a birth. Otherwise, he is ajata eva, jatohamiti chetati chidva. In fact, in the form of that perennial jiva also, till he realizes the essential self, that jiva bhava उसमें भी परमात्मा ही अनजाने में जीव के रूप में लिया जाता है. It is ignorance that I am the pure self, that I take myself to be an individualized thought, I, and that I cannot be independent. Therefore, it gathers to itself the Mana Buddhi Chitta, and through that the body senses, and a total I is formed thereafter. Hmm. That's why, as along with the above said relations, Desha, he recognizes this place, others tell also Kala. He says this morning, daytime, evening, etc. Kriya, the variety of the activities of walking, running, dancing, cooking, all of them. Then Dravya, the objects, this eatable, this non-eatable, this object is used for that purpose, this purpose. Then Mano, the mind with all its bhavanas, Buddhi, the intellect conceptualizing, naming, deciding, Indriyadi, all the Panchendriyas and their perceptions. Jhatiti eva. Just like that only. Mrutyehe ante. As he dies in this body and gets into the other, immediately bahu pashyati yavane. Means with all his excitement, all these things again he gets in the new entry. And then having entered there, Esha Mata. This is my mother. Pita hi Eshaha. Is my father. Balo bhuvam. I'm a child now. Aham tu iti. Then in this way, na anubhutaha anubhutaho va. Experienced are just things which are gained as knowledge. Yahasya smrutimayah kramaha. Whatever the smriti has got of earlier, that is what he plays here. Same fiddle he plays. So, paschat means after entering to new sharira, udeti asau tasya pushpasya eva phalodaya. It's like from the fruit, necessarily in its continuation, the phala has to come. In the same way, all the past smritis brings to him in the present these recognitions of himself with upadhi, of the relations around and the world around. These are all smriti. Otherwise, he and the world of things, beings, whatever he is seeing, all of them are ultimately chinmaya chidakasha only. है ना? Like if somebody's house you go, they have shown an object. पूछते क्या है? आप बोल रहे हो कि इसको क्या पूछ रहे हो मुझे? ये तो घड़ा है. How did you say that it is घड़ा when you showed a घड़ा? Because it's only smriti. That such item when it is in that shape, it should be called as घड़ा. Whereas that name घड़ा is never there in that object. And that object's form, which is specifically called as घड़ा by you and everybody, is never real. It's the object mut only all the time. But from the Smriti, we said it is Ghada. Anything, the child, अगर nowadays that Smriti का ही परीक्षाएं होते हैं. Therefore, the child in 3 or 4 years, when he is able to recognize the all variety of brands of cars, the people are surprised. What is surprised? गधा पिछले दिन में कोई मार्केट में कोई गैराज में काम करता था. That is why he knows. Nothing great about it. Or he remembers the flags of the all nation. हमें उससे कुछ मिलने वाला नहीं है. So what? Some goodness of the memory उसको ठीक यूज करो. Or this child is remembering all Gita, Vishnu Sahas, Brahma Shlokas. How long? Only after till 5 6 years, till he is thrown into that stupid convent school. Thereafter, you only will tell, shut up Gita, now it's right. Dinky donkey donkey, that shloka only you have to learn. That fellow will be seen to be destroyed, that's it. How dare you can keep learning Gita beyond 5 years age? करके उसको सत्यानाश कर कर ही बैठेंगे. फर्स्ट थिंग करेंगे, इवन बॉर्न इन ब्राह्मण फैमिली, पुट हिम इन कॉन्वेंट स्कूल फर्स्ट. सत्यानाश. Then no shloka, nothing doing. Actually, after that child learns the shloka so nicely, he should be told the meaning and he should be made to do the sadhana there. 5 के साल में उसने श्लोक सीखा, 10 से 20 के साल में वो मीनिंग सीखा, 20 से 30 तक उसने साधना की, एट द एज ऑफ 30 विल बी जीवन मुक्त. But do you think we allow him? Anyway, so all things are smriti only, no? Some people remember the capital cities of all nations or names of the nation or the nations, what do you call them? What is animal of that nation or the all that. क्या फर्क पड़ता है उसमें? वो सब मिथ्या ही है, वो स्मृति है. एंड उसको प्राइजेस देते हैं, करोड़ रुपए देते हैं उसको, हो ना? कौन बने करोड़पति? व्हाट इज इट ऑल? Nothing but a better smriti, that's it. It has nothing to do with your moksha. You get some money. That poverty is a moksha, not the real one. See, what we are saying is Brahman. What we are calling it different names is because of our Smriti. And see the unfortunate thing, if something is not told to us about its name, till that name is told, we are not satisfied. बिकॉज इसे आदत हो गया कि किसी चीज को नाम देकर ही हम बैठेंगे. दैट थिंग इज ब्रह्मन रियलिटी इन दैट फॉर्म. Nobody tells us this Vidya. That thing is Brahman and Brahman is you. You the substratum alone in the form of this Upadhidas here. They're the same. This ultimate moksha ज्ञान कोई किसी को नहीं देगा. कुछ गुरु देते हैं इस बात से, but nobody goes to learn from them. This is what is here it is said. What is it? पश्चाद उदेति असौ तस्य पुष्पस्य एव फलोदयः. Then see, निमेषेण एव मे कल्पः गतः इति अनुभूयते. See that contrast of it. Kalpa kala is spent, but all that is in 1 minute only. Just imagine, like if you are at the age of 70, you remember your past life of 70 years, it is only 1 minute only. आंख बंद करके देखो, in 1 minute you can really put a reel of all that and you can feel it. Second class failed, third class failed, fifth class failed, seventh failed, 10th passed because that was a corona year. Without exam they passed. You know, one fellow this time, 32nd attempt he passed 10th class. How come? Because during corona, without exam, everybody is made. All that you can see. Naukri applied, failed, shadi failed, everything. How nicely we remember. And that's why we come to satsang. Here also we fail. 1 minute, whole kalpa is lived. I tell you this mind blowing knowledge, if you can sincerely catch it, the whole life becomes a sincere laughter only. In the pure infinite me, the consciousness, the time projected, time elongated, time called in the form of one moment to 1 millennia or millennium, beyond that into Kalpa Mahakalpa. All of that in the mind only. That's why when you sleep, the Nidra, no mind, no time calculation at all. In that dream also, that 3 minutes dream, you feel as if it is 20 years past there too. Everywhere it is. In a movie, see a movie, in 3 hours, 3 generations we see. Other examples we saw in our morning Upanishad. The Dirgha Kala. 1 minute appears to be, it will be told in the very next sloka. That how the Kala's Dairyata and Kala's shortness is spent. Happy moments spent just like that. Hours also and miserable moment also is never ending. ऐसा होता है. So then that's what next sloka only. पश्चाद उतेत असौ तस्य पुष्पस्यैव फलोदयः निमेषेण एव मे कल्पो गत इति अनुभूयते. In one moment only, all my entire kalpa has been spent. It appears to be the kalpa, but 1 minute ही है वो. Then what? रात्रिर द्वादश वर्षाणि हरिश्चंद्रे तथा ही अभूत. In one night only Harishchandra ji experienced 12 years of time. Then Kanta Virahinam, the one who is in Viraha of the Kanta, because she gone to the Maika, etc. Ekam Vasaram Vatsarayade. For one day she went, but it appears for him that she has gone for 1 year. It's a wrong example he has given actually. In today's parlance, it can be reversed. She went for one night, but it appeared to be 1 year because so much he loves her, dukkha dukkha. It is other way around. That she went for 1 year, but it appeared एक ही दिन because I is so happy that 1 year spent like Monday only. क्यों तुम कल ही गई थी आज आगे? कल क्या, मैं 1 साल हो गया जा करके अब आ रही हूँ मैं. ऐसा था क्या? मुझे 1 ही मिनट लगा. खुशियां जल्दी बीतते हैं. So he gave the examples. Therefore, I am a concept. I am actually Parabrahman. And all these upadhis are concepts. Their adhisthana also is Parabrahman. And they are mine. Identifying with them is also illusory life. Then I, that concept. leave this body, enter into the new setup, and with the smrutis which I had in this life, I continue having the same thing. है like those mobile shopkeepers, they go to anywhere, they open up the dukan with the same things. है ना होते हैं ना ये जो वेजिटेबल मंडी वगैरह सो दे हैव इस गली में मंगलवार और उसमें बुधवार देन गुरुवार लाइक दैट दे मेक दे गो ओपन अप सेम थिंग्स all of that what is to be understood is mano smriti mano kalpana eva and mana maya is maya and on which the kalpana is done the never changing chidakash the chidakasha is alone sad brahma sat and chit are not two. Then Kanta Virahanam Ekam Vasaram Atsarayate. Now, Mruto, I died, Jato Ham, again I am born, Anyo, I am now different from the earlier, Me Pita Iti, he is my father, Sapnatas Iva, like in the Sapna. In the Sapna, somebody I am born to, they are my parents and all. सपने उठने का पता चलता है ऐसा कुछ नहीं here also then abhuktasya bhogasya. Somebody is not eaten, but in the dream it appears that he has eaten. भुक्तदेहि उपजायते अनडाइजेशन इंडाइजेशन की तरह ड्रीम आता है. Another example, भुक्ते अपि अभुक्तदेहि. He has eaten so much and slept out of overeating only, but in the dream he feels he is hungry. He is in that poverty, he can't eat no food. दृष्टम इति अलम कितवादिषु. कितवादी means the people that way in different planes as they talk. झूठ खूब अभी खाया लेकिन स्वप्न में एज ए भूखे हैं इस तरह. Then be attentive. The next thought is very powerful. Shunyata kiranata akiranata meti. Shunyata. Actually, what is there is pure Siddhakasha. Other than that, nothing is there. Therefore, that way it is Shunya. But akiranata meti is what is filled with so many, as we listed above, the things, etc. The empty thing appears to be clustered with the things and beings and their modifications. जैसे आप बैठे हो मन में बैठे बैठे ही इतने लोग आते हैं उनके साथ आपका फ्रेंडशिप रिलेशन एक्सपीरियंसेस सुख दुख एक्चुअली आर दे एनी वन ऑफ देम देयर बट द शून्य मन आकीर्ण filled with all these thoughts appears or not 24 hours we are in that manorajya only out of that manorajya little bit gets manifested is called as sthula jagat शून्यता आकीर्णता में थी then tulyam vyasanam utsavaihi the vyasanam all the difficulties of going through the upadhis their limitations it is like utsava feel the wrong notion that being with the body and being the upadhis is the celebration that's what he thinks this is important कि व्यसनम उत्सवैहि तुल्यम स्वीकरोतु. It's a Vyasanam to be with the Upadhis. It's a condition. It's a limitation. But for us, getting the Upadhis is Utsava. It's a very sublime thought. Today, this thought came in the morning or maybe afternoon. कि any Upadhi level में power position मिल जाए, is it a blessing or is it a curse? I was thinking. Having realized the reality, then with the Upadhi, play any post, it doesn't bother, doesn't bite. But the self is not realized. Still in the ignorant state. There, any upadhis that come to us, it's only bondage, no? How can there be utsava? So for him, the Vyasanam is utsava. Then Vipralambhopi lavascha. He is just cheated by others, but he takes it as labha. Like having the money, wealth, etc. They condition us to be a jiva, feeling continuously that insecurity or thought of indulging in them. ये तो लाभ है कि नष्ट है it is actually nashtam because the real ananda swarup atma is forgotten that vipralambha that cheating he considers as labh earlier also the vyasanam he takes it as the utsava in the before that shunyata ko akirna शून्य में आनंद से रहने के बजाय he fills the dimag with all relativity then all the difficulties of maintaining this nonsense he thinks it's an utsava then the Bhayankara, Vipralambaha, the luksana or defeat or cheating, he thinks that it is a labha only. We are cheated by any possession and position in this world, looted, cheated of our real self. The moment I became something or become something, the being in me, infinite, blissful, is forgotten. That's the sense with which Mother Saraswati says, then Mother Swapnadi Samvidhi, like in the Swapna, he feels so. The total contradictory opposite picture. So he considers the bondage as liberation. Jiva Bhava is bondage, but he wants to continue as if it gives sukha. Deha Tadatmya, they are bondage, but he thinks I want to continue like that. With Deha Tadatmya, all these positions with things and beings with Ahanta and Mamata, they are cause of dukkha, but unko usme khushi dikhti. In this way, last mantra, Taikshnyam yatha maricha bija kane sthitam swam. In that maricha bija kane, maricha means mirchi. Mirchi means that whatever black pepper, kali mirch. In that kali mirch, how the तीक्ष्णता is there? उसी के अंदर है ना, दिखता नहीं, टेस्ट करो तो पता होता है. The other day we were seeing that kali mirch plants in the creepers in Kerala. बढ़िया मजा आया था देखकर. फिर तैक्ष्ण में था मरीच बीजकणे स्थितम. फिर स्तंभेषु च अरचित पुत्र का जालम. Stambeshu, in the wooden plank or pillars, arachita, not it carved. Putraka jalam. Putraka means putla. Some picture or some doll or some form is carved on the wood. Not it carved, but seen by the carpenter or that sculpture. So too, in that Marichaka, that Tikshnata in Sanskrit is Tikhapan. That is the Tikhapan, the pungency. So, like the pungency in the what do you call the black pepper is never separate from it. Like not yet carved, the form is never separate from the wood. The non-separation is what hinted here through examples. In the same way, drishyam tu ananyatu idamevam ajay asti. In that aja janmadvikarahita brahma, the entire drishya which we call as drishya is never anya from it. The ornament is never anya from the gold, like that. Drishyam tu ananyat idam evam aje. Idam drishyam evam aje ananyat asti. It is never other than that Brahman. Shantam, that Shanta Brahma only seen as the drishya. Therefore, tasya asti bandhana vimoksha drushaha kutaha and ka. So to that Paramatma, when these are all never separate from him, what is there for him to bind him and from where he has to get liberated? This is the very highest thing which was seen in our Mandukya in the Advaita Prakaranam, the last few slokas. He Brahmagnani knows everything is me, therefore nothing is binding him, therefore from what he seeks liberation? कुछ है तो ना मेरे से अलग जो मेरे को बंधन में डालेगा कि मैं उससे मुक्ति चाहने के हुए कुछ करूंगा. There's nothing. There's no, yes, I have no cancer. I am the cancer. I have no heart attack. I am the heart attack. I am the leprosy. Where is leprosy other than me? The entire Kide Makoda is me only. It's all pure conscious existence. It's me. He says there's no tiger eating me. I'm the tiger. That pure consciousness or Satsvarupa, he is identified with it in it. All these are never there. If they are there, they are never other than me. Oh, a very high level of the conscious evolution, mind you, to a person of giving value to this duality, this tulata, these things appear to be abstract, non-understandable. Let it be so for the time being. Maybe some 5,000 slokas. When we study of this text, little more matured, subtler, pure, we may become to grasp such truths. But continue. इति आर्षे श्री वासिष्ठ महारामायणे वाल्मीकि उत्पत्ति प्रकरणे लीलाउपाख्याने परमार्थ प्रतिपादनं नाम विंशतितम Sargaha. In this way, this is the 20th Sarga named as Paramartha Pratipadanam in the Lilopakhyana of Tritiya Utpatthi Prakaranam of this Rishi Valmiki Prokta Yoga Vaashishtha Maha Ramayana Grantha. It ends. So Paramartha Pratipadanam is, finally it is, the Chidakasha alone is there. No Chittakasha Chitta Jagat, no Bhutakasha Bhuta Jagat, no Jiva Bhava. All of that is Smriti only. द जीव का मैं जीव हूं, मेरे उपाधियां हैं, मेरे संबंधी हैं, ये वस्तुएं हैं. अबाउट हिम, अबाउट अदर्स, अबाउट हिज रिलेशन विद देम, अबाउट द ऑब्जेक्ट्स, द पोजीशन एटसेट्रा, और इवन द नॉलेज अबाउट द ऑब्जेक्ट्स, that this is so and so, this is so and so, all of that is because of smriti, though what is seen always is brahman only. चिदाकाश को ही स्मृति के कारण इतने रूप नाम दिए जा रहे हैं, नाम दिए जा रहे हैं. The Nama either you give or others give. Whoever it is giving the name, that's it. How does it matter whoever gives? It is an illusion. Everywhere it's nothing but Chidakash. May we realize this fact. And in the corner of the mind, always Aham Chidakasha Atma Asmi, Chit Swarupa Atma Asmi, Sarva Chit Swarupa Atma Evasti. This thought, let it go on like Tanpura. जब ना म्यूजिक वगैरह होता है पीछे एक राग में चलता ही रहता है. Like the raga, that I am jiva, I am deha, I need a sukha with this or that object. This is what raga going on in me. Instead of that, as per Shastra, the Chidakasha, the pure infinite conscious space alone is ultimate reality. Everything is that, I am that, I am that, everything is that. Ham Chid Brahmasmi, I am Chid Brahmasmi, I am Sad Brahmasmi, I am Sad Brahmasmi, I am Ananda Brahmasmi, I am Satchidananda Brahmasmi. Everything is that alone. Keep on entertaining this thought till that becomes a little stronger in us. Then on the seat of meditation, from our own smriti memory, when this all rupata namata are dropped, you just realize everything is one. That's Chaitanya and that's me. Other than Chaitanya, क्या है रे बाबा बताओ? कुछ है? Pure consciousness, dichotomized as drashta drashya, and you take yourself to be drashta and you call others as drashya. There is no drashta drashya. Only one Brahma. We will see that in the next text, the immediate shlokas 23, 24, etc. in our Yoga Taravali. Right, friends? Before that, let us enter into 21st Sarga. It is called Lilopakhyane Vishranti Upadesha Varananam. It has some 50 mantras. We spend 5-6 minutes to chant it so that tomorrow straight away we can study it. कितने श्लोक है इसमें? बहुत लंबा है. 79 mantras. So 8 seconds, 1 mantra, 8 mantras, 1 minute, 9 minutes or 10 minutes. Spend karo. Om Shri Ramachandra Parabrahmane Namaha. Shri Yoga Vaashishtha Maha Ramayana Shastram Tritiya Utpatthi Prakaranam Lilopakhyane Vishranti Vadesham Nama Vadesha Varananam Nama Ekavimshatitama Sargaha. ठीक है. पारायणम. श्रीदेवी उवाच प्रतिभान्ति जगन्त्याशो वृत्तिमोहादनन्तरं जीवस्योन्मीलनादक्ष्णोः रूपाणि वाखिलान्यलं दिक्कालकलनाकाश धर्मकर्ममयानि च परिस्फुरन्त्यनन्तानि कल्पान्तस्थैर्यवन्ति च नानुभूतं न यदृष्टं तन्मया कृतमित्यपि तत्क्षणात् स्मृतिदामेति स्वप्ने स्वमरणं यथा भ्रान्तिरेव वनन्तेयं चिद्व्योमव्योम्नि भासुरा अवकुड्या जगन्नाम्नि नगरी कल्पनात्मिका इदं जगदयं सर्गः स्मृतिरेवेति जृम्भते दूरकल्पक्षणाभ्यास विपर्यासैकरूपिणी नानुभूतानुभूता च ज्ञप्तिरित्थं द्विरूपिणी पूर्वकारणरिक्त इव चिद्रूप इव प्रवर्तते नानुभूतेनुभूतत्वं संविदन्तरुदेत्यपि स्वप्नभ्रमादावन्यस्मिन् पितरीव पितुः स्मृतिः कदाचित् स्मृतितां त्यक्त्वा प्रतिभामात्रमेव सत् भाति प्रथमसर्गेषु रूपेण तदनुक्रमात् दृश्यं त्रिभुवनादीदम् अनुभूतं स्मृतौ स्थितं शेषाञ्चित्तन्विकेषाञ्चित् नानुभूतं स्मृतौ स्थितं प्रतिभासद एवेदं केषाञ्चित् स्मरणं विना चिदणूनां प्रजेशत्वं काकतालीयवत् यतः अत्यन्तविस्मृतं विश्वं मोक्ष इत्यभिधीयते ईप्सितानीप्सिते तत्र न स्तः काचन कस्यचित् अत्यन्ताभावसम्पत्तिं विना हन्ता जगत्स्थितेः अनुत्पादमयी एषा नोदेत्येव विमुक्तता रज्ज्वां सर्पभ्रमः सर्प शब्दार्था सम्भवं स्थितम् अनुत्पादमयं त्यक्त्वा शान्तोऽपि हि न शाम्यति अर्थशान्तो न शान्तोऽसौ समेत्यर्थतया पुनः उदेत्येकपिशाचान्ते पिशाचोऽन्यो ह्यधीमतः संसारश्चायमा भोगी परमेवेति निश्चयः कारणाभावतो भाति यदिहा भातमेव तत् लीलोवाच ब्राह्मणः ब्राह्मणी रूपे सर्गे कारणसंस्मृतिः कथमभ्युत्थिता सास्य स्मरणीयमिदं विना श्रीदेव्युवाच पितामह स्मृतिस्तत्र कारणं तस्य न स्मृतिः पूर्वं न सम्भवत्येव मुक्तत्वात् पद्मजन्मनः पूर्वं न सम्भवत्येव स्मरणीयमिति स्वयं पद्मजादित्वमायाति चैतन्यस्य तथा स्थितेः अभूवमहमित्यन्यः प्रजानातः प्रजापतेः काकतालीयवत् कश्चित् भवति प्रतिभामयः एवमभ्युदिते लोके न किञ्चिन्न कदाचन क्वचिदभ्युदितन्नाम केवलं चिन्नभस्थितं विविधायाः स्मृतेरस्याः कारणं परमं पदं कार्यकारणभावोऽसौ एक एव चिदम्बरे कार्यं च कारणं चैव कारणैः सह कार्यभिः कार्यकारणयोरैक्यात् तदभावात् न शाम्यति महाचिद्रूपमेव त्वं स्मरणं विद्धि वेदनं कार्यकारणता तेन न शब्दो न च वास्तवः एवं न किञ्चिदुत्पन्नं दृश्यं चिज्जगदाद्यपि चिदाकाशे चिदाकाशं केवलं स्वात्मनि स्थितं लीलोवाच अहोऽनुपरमा दृष्टिर्दर्शिता देवि मे त्वया रूपश्रीर्जागती प्रातः प्रभयेवेक्षणद्युतिः इदानीमहमेतस्यां यावत् परिणता दृशि नाभ्यासेन विना तावत् भिन्दीतं देवि कौतुकं यत्रासौ ब्राह्मणो गेहे ब्राह्मण्या सहितो अभवत् तं सर्गं तं गिरिग्रामं नेमां तं विलोकये श्रीदेव्युवाच अचेत्य चिद्रूपमयीं परमां पावनीं दृशम् अवलम्ब्ये ममाकारम् अवमुच्य भवामला ततः प्राप्स्यस्य सन्देहं व्योमात्मानं नभस्थितं भूमिष्ठनरसङ्कल्पः गगनान्तः पुरं यथा एवं स्थिते तं पश्यावः सहसर्गमनर्गलम् अयं तद्दर्शनद्वारे देहो हि परमार्गलम् लीलोवाच अमुना देवि देहेन जगदन्यदवाप्यते न कस्मादत्र मे युक्तिं कथयानुग्रहाग्रहात् श्रीदेव्युवाच जगन्तीमान्यमूर्तानि मूर्तिमन्तिमुदाग्रहात् भवद्भिरवबुद्धानि हेमानीवोर्मिकाधिया हेम्योर्मिकारूपधरेऽपि ऊर्मिका त्वं न विद्यते यथा तथा जगद्रूपे जगन्नास्ति च ब्रह्मणि जगदाकाशमेवेदं ब्रह्मैवेह तु दृश्यते दृश्यते काचिदप्यत्र धूलिरम्बुनिधाविव अयं प्रपञ्चो मिथ्यैव सत्यं ब्रह्म सदद्वयम् अत्र प्रमाणं वेदान्ताः गुरुवोऽनुभवस्तथा ब्रह्मैव पश्यति ब्रह्म न ब्रह्म ब्रह्म पश्यति सर्गादिनाम्ना प्रथितः स्वभावोऽस्यैव चेदृशः न ब्रह्म जगतामस्ति कार्यकारणतोदयः कारणानामभावेन सर्वेषां सहकारिणां यावदभ्यासयोगेन न शान्ता भेदतिस्तव नूनं तावदतद्रूप न ब्रह्म परिपश्यसि तत्तरूढिमुपायाता य इमे त्वन्मदादयः अभ्यासात् ब्रह्म सम्पत्तेः पश्यामस्ते हि तत्परं सङ्कल्पनगरस्यैव ममाकाशमयं वपुः ब्रह्मैव चान्तः पश्यामि देहेनानेन तत्पदं विशुद्धज्ञानदेहार्हाः तथैते पद्मजादयः ब्रह्मात्मा जगदादीनाम् अंशे संस्थानमङ्गले तवाभ्यासं विना बाले नाकारो ब्रह्मताङ्गतः स्थितः कलनरूपात्मा तेन तन्नानुपश्यसे यत्र हस्तसङ्कल्पपुरं स्वदेहेन न लभ्यते तत्रान्यसङ्कल्पपुरं देहोऽन्यो लभते कथं तस्मादेवं परित्यज्य देहं चिद्व्योमरूपिणी तत्पश्यसि तदेवाशु कुरु कार्यविदाम्बरे सङ्कल्पनगरं सत्यं यथा सङ्कल्पितं प्रति न सदेहं वा विदेहं वा नेतरं प्रति किञ्चन आदिसर्गे जगद्भ्रान्तिर्यथेयं स्थितिमागता तथा तदा प्रवृत्त्येवं नियतिः प्रौढिमागता लीलोवाच तयोक्तं देवि गच्छावो ब्राह्मण ब्राह्मणी जगत् सहेतीदमिदं वच्मि न सहेतीदम् वच्मि कथं गन्तव्यमम्बहे इमं देहमिहास्थाप्य शुद्धसत्त्वानुपातिना चेतसा तां परं यामि लोकं त्वं कथमेषि तत् श्रीदेव्युवाच सङ्कल्पव्योमवृक्षस्ते यथा सन्नपिकात्मकः न कुड्यात्मा न कुड्येन रोध्यते नापि कुड्यः शुद्धैकसत्त्वनिर्माणं चिद्रूपस्यैव तत्किल प्रतिमानमतस्तस्मात् परस्मात् भिद्यते मनाक् सोऽयमेतादृशो देहो नैनं सन्त्यज्य याम्यहम् अनेनैव समाप्नोऽपि देशं गन्धमिवानिलः यथा जलं जलेनाग्निर्अग्निना वायुना निलः मिलत्येव मतो देहो देहैरन्यैर्मनोमयैः नहि पार्थिवता संविद् एत्य संविदा एकत्वं कल्पना शैलयोः पाहतिर्मितः आतिवाहिक एवाह्यं तादृशैश्चित्तदेहकः आदिभौतिकता बुद्ध्या गृहीतश्चिरभावनात् यथा स्वप्ने यथा दीर्घकालध्याने यथा भ्रमे यथा च सति सङ्कल्पे यथा गन्धर्वपत्तने वासनाते नवं नूनं यदा ते स्थितिमेष्यति तदातिवाहिको भावः पुनरेष्यति देहके लीलोवाच आतिवाहिकदेहत्व प्रत्यये गणताङ्गते तामवाप्नोत्ययं देहो दशामाहो विनश्यति श्रीदेव्युवाच यदस्ति नाम तत्रैव नाशानाशक्रमो भवेत् वस्तुतो यच्च नास्त्येव नाशः स्यात् तस्य कीदृशः रज्ज्वां सर्पभ्रमे नष्टे सत्यबोधवशात् सुते सर्पो न नष्ट उन्नष्टः वेत्त्येवं कैव सा कथा यथा सत्यपरिज्ञानात् रज्ज्वां सर्पो न दृश्यते तथातिबाह्यज्ञानात् दृश्यते नादिभौतिकः कल्पनापि निवर्तेत कल्पिता यदि केनचित् सा शिला समुपास्तैव या नेहास्ति कदाचन परम्परे परापूर्णम् इदं देहादिकं स्थितम् इति सत्यं वयं भद्रे पश्यामो नाभिपश्यसि आदिसर्गे भवेत् चित्तं कल्पना कल्पितं यदा तदा ततः प्रवृत्त्येका सत्त्वं दृश्यमवेक्षते लीलोवाच एकस्मिन्नेव संशान्ते दिक्कालाद्यविभागिनि विद्यमाने परे तत्त्वे कलनावसरः कुतः श्रीदेव्युवाच कटकत्वं यथा हेम्नि तरङ्गत्वं यथाम्भसि सत्यत्वं च यथा स्वप्न सङ्कल्पनगरादिषु नास्त्येव सत्यनुभवे तथा नास्त्येव ब्रह्मणि कल्पना व्यतिरिक्तात्म तत्त्ववादनामयात् यथा नास्त्यम्बरे पांसुः परे नास्ति तथा कला अकलाकलनं शान्तम् इदमेकवजं तदं यदिदं भासते किञ्चित् तत्तस्यैव निरामयं कचनं काचकस्यैव कान्तस्यातिमरेरिव श्रीधीलोवाच एतावन्तं चिरं कालम् एते देवि वयं वद भ्रामिताः केन नामापि द्वैताद्वैतविकल्पनैः श्रीदेव्युवाच अविचारेण तरले भ्रान्तासि चिरमाकुला अविचारः स्वभावोत्तः सविचारात् विनश्यते अविचारो विचारेण निमेषादेव नश्यति एषा सत्तैव तेनान्तर् अविद्यैषा न विद्यते तस्मान्नैव विचारोऽस्ति नाविद्यास्ति न बन्धनं तस्मात् नैवाविचारोऽस्ति नाविद्यास्ति न बन्धनं न मोक्षोऽस्ति निराबाधं शुद्धबोधमिदं जगत् एतावन्तं यदा कालं त्वयैतन्न विचारितं तदा न सम्प्रबुद्धा त्वं भ्रान्तैवा भव आकुला अद्य प्रभृतिबुद्धासि विमुक्तासि विवेकिनि वासनातानवं बीजं पतितं तव चेतसि आदावेव हिनोत्पन्नं दृश्यं संसारनामकं यदा तदा कथं तेन वास्यन्ते वासनापिका अत्यन्ताभावसम्पत्तौ द्रष्टुदृश्यदृशां मनः एकध्याने परे रूढे निर्विकल्पसमाधिनि वासनाक्षयबीजेऽस्मिन् किञ्चिदङ्कुरिते हृदि क्रमान्नोदयमेष्यन्ति रागद्वेषादिकादृशः संसारसम्भवश्चायं निर्मूलत्वमुपैष्यते निर्विकल्पसमाधानं प्रतिष्ठाम् अलमेष्यति विगतकलनकलिकामका विगतकलनकालिमाकलङ्का गगनकलान्तरनिर्मलं वनेन सकलकलनकार्यकारणान्तः कतिपयकालवशात् भविष्यसीति इत्यार्षे श्रीवासिष्ठमहारामायणे वाल्मीकिये उत्पत्तिप्रकरणे लीलोपाख्याने लीलाविश्रान्त्युपदेशो नाम एकविंशः सर्गः. After gaining this knowledge from all the tensions, excitements, she gets freed. That's called as Vishranti. So these last portions tells us the entire sadhana to realize never existing Brahman by rejecting never existing but appearing entire chitta and its smritis, which we call as different worlds. Same thing now in short as a summary we are going to study in our Yoga Darshana, Yoga Taravali also. So how much ever we are able to grasp at this moment, grasp it, the other things slowly will be revealed to us. कोई बात ना, जब हम तैयार होते हैं ना, एक बार कह दो समझ में नहीं आता, आ जाता है. The other thing, when we are not prepared and qualified, 20 times told, still it doesn't click. But we keep on listening because that's the only best thing we can do, which can ensure, if not today, tomorrow, that thing clicks to our intellect and understanding. What, in my opinion, we have to gain is that track of spiritual thinking we have to develop in us. The track of thinking, contemplating as per the guidance given by the Shastra, which is so much missing because in today's world of extrovertedness and materialism, these all are understood to be not required at all. Therefore, nobody talks, nobody discusses. So in this class we have started, let this track of contemplation about the truth and everything as mithya, let us travel in this track only. Let it become a habit to us. Always that stays with us. Then slowly, first the intellectual apprehension will happen. Then when we do the due sadhana, the experience also happens of the real truth. In the meantime, the other jivas, they do or do not do sadhana, or some of them do much better than us, and before us only they realize self. All of that, don't worry. You mind yourself. That's enough. Thank you. Paranam also done. So we have to study the Kiswadhyay tomorrow. Om Sham Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasa Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Leela Vishranti Varanam will be the Kiswa Sarga, which we'll study tomorrow. Now, if you have time, join for Yoga Taravali, 2 mantras or 3 mantras. Thank you.